I mean, yeah, Tide is like either banned or picked in a lot of these games. He's a super good hero. I mean, we saw a mag that didn't do too badly in a game.
True.
I mean, you know, there's the potential for that. I don't think I've seen Moo play much mag, but
Oh, thank God.
Chen ban. Is that an Ogre ban?
That's
Bane
an
ban?
Ogre ban.
Enchantress ban?
Ogre is actually one of Infamous's most played heroes.
Who? Ogre?
Ogre.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. And I'm quite surprised by the...
tiny ban. This is quick. They're just like, let's
the Bane
go. We know what you're going to pick. Complexity is just going to like first pick Tide or something like that.
You know, we've seen a lot of Bane. He's only won once.
Really? Has he really?
Yeah, he's been, well, unless I can't do my math right, he's been picked 7 times.
Right.
And he has a 14% win rate.
Oh, I think you're
that
right
means,
there, Sheeps.
Yeah? Thanks.
Complexity loves them some Rubik. They were talking about in the matchup against LGD, they actually thought Rubik would be more important because both the teams really do love the hero quite a bit. I'm not so sure. First pick Rubik, huh?
You're looking it up on your phone.
No, I'm trying to think of like,
Disrupt
what are
the
they
Sand
giving
King?
up? Naga Siren,
No, Disrupt the
please.
Naga,
Thank
alright.
you. Infamous. Great opening. Strong stuff, strong stuff.
Now, I hope... Yesterday, you said, Ted, that some teams just copy what other teams do, and it's like, oh, it's successful, let's do it too.
This so-called meta implies that they all sit around coming up with it. But no, a good team does something and everyone copies them. Here you go, look, SF. He's a good hero, let's pick him. That makes sense. Like, he's a super strong hero, just pick SF.
So you have Disruptor, but I still think you should probably ban Clock. It's hard for Naga Siren to deal with that hero sometimes, and obviously there's the SF Clock cheese, which is really annoying.
I got a question for you, Cap, and I'm not sure if you're going to know the answer.
Oh, boy.
Let's say Rubik steals Naga Siren's song.
Okay.
Time passes. They're both singing, and they both walk in range of each other's song.
Oh, my God.
What happens? Is this like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters? Is there like a tear in the fabric of space-time, or does like a great singer like Whitney Houston appear as like and sing to everybody? What happens?
I think they're both, because it's not a channeling spell, so they'll keep singing anyway.
Will they?
Yes.
So they just stand there, everybody freezes.
I know you wanted some big climax like, oh my God, this amazing thing happened in Dota, but they'll just both fall asleep. That's
but they'll
actually
both keep
the truth
singing.
of it. Yeah.
Well, okay then. That's not as impressive as I thought it would be.
No. Sorry, Ted.
But I'd still like to see it. Sleepy time. You know what? Everybody's mashing some keys when that sleepy time ends.
Ban maybe the Earth Spirit as well. I don't think you should give Z-Freak. One of the big things about the Naga Siren Disruptor combination is that it's very susceptible to strong initiation.
Blow up one or the other of them and...
Yeah, exactly. Like if you could get a stun on the Naga Siren or a silence on her, blow her up, or maybe another hero before she could get off the song.
I'm wondering when we're going to see a silencer pick against these team fight heavy lineups. I know people wonder about him as, oh, he's a bit weak, and everything, but he does hit very hard as the game goes on. Silence would be huge. I mean, if you want to talk about, oh, you've got to jump Disruptor or Naga Siren, if you silence them, you've got plenty of time to kill them. What are they going to do? I'm saying silencer, man. Get a silencer in there.
That's a 0% win rate PL.
0%
that is a
win rate
bold
PL.
prediction, Ted.
I'm just saying, he's a good hero, man. Give him a chance. I hate him, but he's good.
I really like the bans from Complexity. Cap, you were saying earlier that you'd like to see Pepita on one of those aggressive mids, and obviously Complexity already pick up Shadow Fiend for themselves, and they ban out Templar Assassin and Queen of Pain, so a lot less heroes to be very aggressive on, but it looks like Complexity has the same thought process as you do in this one.
A lot of good AoE coming out from Cole so far. This is not going to be the easiest Phantom Lancer game, that's for sure.
Nope.
Picking it into SF can be difficult at times.
I think picking it third is kind of... I guess they don't want it to get banned out, or they don't want Cole to maybe pick it, but still, that does give 2 remaining picks on top of what they've already got to continue to counter him. And like you said, he hasn't won yet, so will Infamous break the PL duck and get him over that winning line?
They need something more.
I would
obviously
like
they need 2 more heroes, but they need more.
Sand King and like Viper or something.
Infamous? Beastmaster.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Oh.
It is one of those
Oh,
heroes that
no.
gets levels, doesn't necessarily need gold. Once he's level 6, he can start helping his team, even if he gets trashed on lane.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of
can
want
help.
to. If you get him with a
I-
netbook, I think that's super good.
I feel
That's
like
expensive.
he needs more farm.
He does need
But it's
farm.
better than Darkseer.
Yeah, he is
Maybe.
marginally better.
I will
Definitely
give it to
better.
that. I will give you that, Shiva. I think he is better than Darkseer.
Yes.
There
but
you go.
The eagle
Got
is
him.
good.
He
the
still
boar
needs-
is annoying.
Like,
His ult
here's
will
the two
do
different ways that
things.
Beastmaster comes online.
Yeah.
He comes online with Necrobook 1 in Blink or Necrobook 3.
Yeah,
That's
that's expensive stuff.
hefty amount of farm, and you have no 4 position to make things happen for you.
You know who else
because you
likes
have a
farm?
Naga Siren,
You know
which
who
is
else
fine
likes
team
farm?
fight. Who?
PL likes farm.
Yes.
So far you've got 2 of the heroes that probably would like quite a bit of farm.
That is true.
I think Complexity could pick a hero here, Cap, that comes online nice and early and likes to beat people up from about minute 12 onwards.
For Complexity? Like what?
Well, let's see. I'm just trying to guess what Kyle's saying so I could
All right.
say it before
You
he
know what would
picks
be
it.
a really good
Legion
skill?
Commander.
Lip reading.
Lip reading.
course.
How awesome would it be? I should try and get some
You want to
lip
get
reading.
some skills.
And then you also have to learn
Skills.
Chinese and Spanish
That's true.
for some of the
No,
non-English
well,
teams.
okay, so only for teams that I know speak English amongst themselves, and I guess lip reading is different in English. And okay, it's got to be very tricky.
I think he said Medusa. I think Moo said the word Medusa. Could be wrong. He might have said, I need a poo, sir.
Those are very close.
Yeah. And you do
You
need
know what?
to
I've
have
got,
some
I've got to
din
get
all the
this off
time.
my chest, Cap, because
Get it
I
off your
forgot to
chest,
speak
Ed.
to someone about it, and looking at Complexity reminded me of it for some reason.
All right.
There was a girl on my flight out wearing one of those beer hats where you have like a hat and you put a beer in either side and it's got
yeah.
a tube. She was just wearing that.
No
With
beer?
beer
No
in
beer
it?
in it. She was just wearing it.
Was there something
And
else
you know
in
all the
it?
plastic tubing? No.
Nothing in
But
it.
you know all the plastic tubing that comes. She was just. It was just
Yeah.
hanging around her, like hanging on, draping on her shoulders and running down her back.
Oh, is she drunk?
No,
Where was this at?
on the airplane.
On
And
the airplane.
yes, everyone is staring. She was in the queue to get her ticket. I know this has nothing to do with Dota, guys. Just bear with me. I need to know, why would you ever do that?
Because you think you get dehydrated on the plane to get some water
No,
in
she
there?
just wore it the whole time.
Maybe she already
My-
drank all the water.
The only way I could
Just
see
drink the water. Look, I'm doing it now with this bottle. I have a bottle.
she had an all-nighter. She got drunk.
She wasn't old enough
She-
to have an all-nighter. There's no way. She
Really?
was a fresh-faced young
Well,
teenager.
Then she sees other people wearing it. She thinks it's
no,
cool.
she doesn't see anyone wearing it, Cap. It was
All
like a hard hat.
I'm just
Maybe she lost a bet.
Doesn't
trying
make
to help
sense.
you out here.
I can't get it out of my head. Just like this Underlord pick.
Why didn't you take a
Gyro.
picture?
Oh, damn it. That's banned.
Gyrocopter is indeed banned. Looking for Chessie hero.
They could just pick Sven again. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
You
right
get-
there.
You get some great cleave there with
trying
against
to-
the Phantom Lancer.
They're trying to bait it out somehow because the disruptor could like glimpse him away when he comes in and starts doing the bap bap bap.
I mean, you do have a lot of lockdown for the Sven. You can glimpse him. You can put him in the field.
You can sing.
You can ensnare him. You can roar him. You can
Beastmaster
sing
roar,
him.
yeah.
You can slow him down with the Phantom Lancer.
Just take
lances.
Sven again, lads.
Ooh,
Monkey
it's a
King.
Monkey King.
The Monkey King. A terrific hero.
First one of the tournament, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. Do you remember when he first came out, Cap? Do you remember how fun it was playing against Monkey King?
God, I hated it. I still hate that fucking hero. I don't know. Some sort of mid-type burst.
Do they have an Invoker player?
I think it's too slow.
It is too slow, dude,
Phantom
but I'm just
Lancer
trying to
and
stick with their
Beastmaster.
theme. What's good against Monkey King?
One magic damage burst. The Marana Ags. I don't know.
Where do you think they'll put the
Feels
PL?
weird.
Is it a mid PL or is it a safe lane PL?
I think it's
PL.
safe lane PL.
All right.
Offlane Beastmaster.
It's
Ags
time
aren't
for the
disruptor
Lina to
support.
come back, you guys. Dead silence. Okay.
Lumi's
Lumi
trying to
is
do.
signaling. He's
E-I...
Ty
Tinker, yeah,
Tinker.
all right.
All right.
Could be,
Lumi
I
thinks
guess.
it's gonna be a Tinker.
Put the march down, force Monkey King out of his ult. You can just blind the Shadow Fiend and he can't right-click. It's probably Tink.
No, it's going to be Mirana. They go back for that one.
Ags Mirana.
I think Cole won this one. I like their lineup a lot.
Why do you think Cole wins this, and what do they need to do to win, Ted?
They just need to win mid with the Shadow Fiend, and I think they probably can.
Yeah.
Underlord, just do Underlord things. It's not difficult. You can farm up real easy with Underlord. You push the wave out, nice. Elder Titan is a great hero. Z-Freak's Rubik is great. And Monkey King is a ball bag and does a lot of damage, and I think he'll be fine in lane, so just go win your lanes, boys.
All right.
It's tough
See you
because
in 10 minutes.
the Elder Titan Underlord is going to pressure, and the supports are going to want to be able to do things.
Same shit as last time.
It's pretty passive supports. They can't help out the Beastmaster against Monkey King.
Yeah.
And you don't want to let Monkey King have a good lane. He's an easy hero to shut down, but they don't have the right kind of heroes to do so.
But I'm still going to ask, what does Infamous needs to do to win this game and force the third game?
Stinger's got to outplay the hell out of that Monkey King to start. And I think they need to get Papita a really good game. He needs to go off. He's got to get that fast Ags, blow up people.
All right, let's find out if that's going to happen and if we are going to have a third game to this first series of the day. It is over to Luminous and Lyrical.
Thank you very much, Sheever. Panel feels like it's going to be a 2-0 Lumi. We're already into the game. It's happening right now. What do you think? Do you feel that the panel is picking up what they're putting down? Is Cole going to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
They are picking it up and they're putting it down.
I'm with you.
Can you explain that phrase to me?
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Okay.
So I'm putting something down. I'm laying out some thoughts, some feelings, some emotions.
Is that like from
sweet vernacular?
Is that from the sports world? Is that from the
I don't know.
The gangster rap world? Like where did that originate?
English, actually.
English,
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Still really haven't figured that one out, so.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, it's just a phrase that I picked up somewhere. I don't remember. But movement around the map, Infamous. I think that they got some cool stuff going on here. I feel like Beastmaster has been a bit of a revelation. You get an early level 6, you start ganking, making stuff happen. If you roar somebody into arrow, that person is not coming. They're going to respawn before they move again.
Yep. I also wonder what kind of build he's going to go for early game. Is he going to go for the WoW Axis? Seems like most players have been doing that. And big contest for the runes. Okay, the tank on the arrow. I like that.
Very nice indeed. Stinger coming in, beating away at them. They're going to be able to find the pullback. They've got a damage here as well from Chessie, and another round of axes, but old Stinger's dead.
Very good play by Kyle, tanking that that arrow. Mutes will get the pull off successfully. Honestly, I don't think he really need to get the pull, given the fact that it was a 1v1, but Disruptor was coming in as well. So.
Yeah. And this will maintain vision for Moose, so he can just walk right up there, pick up the bounty rune for himself. Easy start to this game. And, well, Kyle taking some hits here from Schofield. He's losing a lot of damage and going to be forced back behind his tower again.
I hope that Corey just... All right, there we go.
Sending it back. This has been a nice little play here, though, again. The constant pulls back behind the tower, as it looked like Schofield was going for it as well, and they're blocking out those camps while that's happening. Top lane. Maybe some action a brewing as they've been able to find that Beastmaster yet again, and the Jingu stacks are up for Chessie. He finds another kill. It's not the Beastmaster. Oh, God, Limp? Papita walking forward, wants to find this kill. He jumps forward for more. The Raze, though, we were trying to outplay him. The outplay is there. Oh, Limp.
It's done. Mid lane's done. Officially, it's over.
The Fairy Fire pickups. Limp has been having a great series.
Yeah.
Death Prophet play in the previous one. This time, already making it happen.
I mean, you could make the argument that he had a advantage matchup last game, but this time he doesn't. And I mean, I like the idea that Mirana made a go onto Shadow Fiend at level 2, given the raises are still relatively weak at that point. But when you're under the tower like that, getting pummeled wasn't a good look.
Now, the nice part, at least, is that Shadow Fiend has to go back home, but that means he's going to come back with that much more firepower behind him. And the other problem is that, again, it's looking like it's 2 lanes 1 right now for Complexity, with the bottom lane not even being won by the PL. It's kind of breaking even.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend did receive a nerf in the recent patch, which is that you have lower soul counts at first points of Necromastery. And because you take raids at 2 and 3, that means you're going to just have lower damage till you get level 4, which is actually a pretty big nerf considering that Shadow Fiend is such a lane dominant hero normally otherwise.
Right. Well, and Limp didn't end up getting the last hit onto Pepita as well. It was the tower, so he didn't come back with the full souls that you would normally have. And, well, right now, 3-0 start. Limp is not really needing any help in this lane. What does that do to the other lanes now? How is this going to look for the other sides for Infamous?
I think, hold that thought here as Moo might get a little...
Yeah, they got the kinetic field down. They're still going forward for more. Z-Freak, they're baiting it out. They pull back in the PL Kataro, trying to find the damage, but it's not going to be there. And they doppelganger away. Another rough go there for Infamous.
I think both teams were intending to give the true 1v1 mid anyways, so I don't think either team was expecting to send too much help. So even though the Mirana died, I don't think it means too much affecting the other lanes. It might make the mid lane somewhat harder to gank into for the Shadow Fiend.
Schofield accidentally draws the aggro of that range creep. They do find a stomp onto Old Stinger yet again. That extra range from the Monkey King. Got him caught, got him killed as the tree plant is not going to be enough. And Chessie finds another one on for Infamous.
I like that idea. Yeah. But did not work out.
Wow. 4 kills, 4 minutes. And Infamous looking for answers. Not really able to find much, though.
I do think one of the primary reasons why South American Dota is suffering is that not every hero has taunt in this game just yet. Right? For example, if the matchups flipped where Pepita has the Shadow Fiend, like Limp would get stomped by that Shadow Fiend taunt.
That's fair enough. Fair thought. Obviously well known for it. But over here by the Shrine, Kyle has gone in deep now. Is he going to end up being punished for this one? They bring in Excel as well. There's going to be the net. They've got a kinetic field if they need to. Kyle's gone. Infamous get on the board there at 4.5 minutes.
They get the Shrine up if they want. Looks like Beastmaster is going to just walk it home, though.
Yeah. No fuss, no muss. Bottom lane as well is actually going to have to hold on to that thought. Almost gets the triple, but Pepita gets the leap away, and now maybe an arrow to follow it up, and not going to be on the mark for Z-Freak. So a salve, Pepita's fine. They dodge the gank.
And that is the power of Shadow Fiend. I know he missed the raids, but you could see, had he landed, that was a guaranteed kill, and you just need one support. That's really why he's such a strong mid laner and had to be nerfed.
Yeah, definitely. Level 5, though, those nerfs are no longer relevant. And Kyle going to be caught. Arrow is there, does get punished and killed off.
Yep.
They have enough for it.
It's a very unique playstyle that Kyle has brought. We saw a lot of it in Game 1, where in StarLadder form, he was pretty much everywhere deep in the enemy jungle. And he's paying a lot this time around, but I feel like he's still providing a ton of information. And comparatively, he's still like pretty decently leveled compared to the, like, let's say, Excel on that Disruptor.
Yeah, having a really good time of it. And you know, those deaths, at least to a large extent, feel like they have purpose. It was going to be a little bit less purpose if the Shadow Fiend goes down right now. As Limp completely surrounded, he's dead.
Yep.
That is a big kill. Tried to go for the courier snipe while it was happening. Not going to happen. Now a follow-up stomp going to connect onto 2. Do they have enough damage? I think the answer is no. Oh, he almost thought about going for the ensnare there.
I don't think it'll actually stop the courier. The animation will be on him, and he'll just like keep flying away.
Chessie chasing yet again, and on a killing spree. Monkey King 44 and 26.
Man, Chessie's on fire today. First on that Sven game.
Yeah, the Swede showed up, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Infamous. They go on to Z-Freak yet again. Doppelganger turning, trying to take him down. And, well, the stun does land. Schofield maybe going to be punished for that one. They take down the Rubik. And Moo now just trying to walk away again. Looks like he will be able to stay alive.
So I am worried that with the Beastmaster doing very poorly with Mirana kind of in the middle of the pack, that Infamous will lack a lot of their early game firepower that this draft normally provides. And as a result, I feel like Complexity will have more than enough time to get the Shadow Fiend farmed up and Monkey Kingdom farmed up. They really needed to have a better laning stage than they got.
And Stinger, again, you talk about it, it's just been a really rough go for him. They are going to Moonlight Shadow, and on the other side of it, Moo's able to get the kill onto Schofield, with Kataro dropping somewhat low as well, so they trade off kills there. Stinger, after the Mirana ulti. Still trying to farm here in the jungle as Pepita takes down Z-Freak. 6 to 7, 8 minutes in. So Lumi, we're starting to feel like the lanes are breaking down a little bit. What do we need to watch for? Is actually old Chessie going to be pulled back in? The glimpse is there. They try and bring him down. Kyle does have a stomp to turn this. He's going to have a Boundless Strike up if he wants to use it. Get some regen from that one, but a good doppelganger from Kataro. Keeps him alive. The DD now chasing onto Kyle. Infamous looking for a catch, and it looks like they're going to be able to find that kill. Dominating for Pepita. Infamous are striking back in a big way.
Yeah, I feel like Complexity are maybe being a little bit too aggressive with their movements. Because they've done so well in the laning phase, I felt like they could just sat back and kind of passively win their laning phase, but they're a little kill hungry, and as a result, good rotation here from PL. Getting a lot of things done.
And they need him to, definitely, because that's the one lane that went pretty well for them there.
Yep.
I guess as far as Beastmaster is concerned, if he still gets his level 6 at a decent time, is it still the end of the world? How bad is that? Schofield going to get found here and most likely killed off.
The difference would be like, yeah, he'll be able to smoke with his friends and set up a kill on whoever. But the difference is that he won't be a big force in the mid game when it comes to damage output, right? It kind of feels like you're getting a clockwork and not a, I don't know, a core.
Right.
Yeah, the kill potential is going to be there, but the scaling will get significantly slowed down. You do want your Beastmaster to scale. He's actually a pretty decently scaling hero.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it, Mirana a little bit behind that Shadow Fiend still. The net worth mostly inhabited right now by Complexity.
Yep.
And the 10-minute mark coming up, might start to see some of those tomes and level 6s come online.
So I imagine that the Shadow Fiend is going for Hurricane Pike in this game. But I like to see him maybe think about Shadow Blade as well, but looks like we're going to see drums first.
Okay. Well, Pepita finds Kyle again, starting to run him down. This Haster and doing work, going to go for the stomp, cancels it. And now going to try and walk away, but is just going to be pummeled to death by Pepita on a mega kill streak here.
And this is a hallmark of a well-played Mirana game, is where you are able to affect the map in a big way and still maintain your farm. I mean, he's not that farm compared to the Shadow Fiend, but you got to keep in mind that you're comparing your Mirana to your Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is going to just have more farm.
Yeah. It's the way of it, is moved and take some damage there. They're able to force him back again. And while this is happening mid lane, they're setting up for possibly a defense, maybe a fight. Cell drops down a ward. They're going to be able to think about the net. Limp gets caught. Kinetic field down now as well. Z-Freak's in the area. They have the spell seal if they want to use it. In fact, bringing down Kataro to about a quarter HP. One more raise and it could be the death of him if he's not careful. Chessie has shown up as well. They're going to drop the Wukong's command. Now a stolen glimpse. Things are going to get very testy here in the mid lane where Complexity is set up and trying to take down this tower.
That just seems to be Complexity style of play. Every time they feel like they're strong enough, they just group up as 5 and take this mid-tier 1 tower.
Oh, Static Storm down. They are going to try and turn this. Chessie very low and is going to end up falling. Move back in, away. They are able to take down the kill onto the Beastmaster. Maybe Kataro going to end up dropping low as well. The stomp is there. It connects onto one. They had the glimpse that was stolen and they pull back in Kataro. A double kill for Limp. The rest of Infamous sent packing.
Looks like they still want to fight this here. Mirana lays a straight arrow, will miss, but leaps down to the low ground regardless. Z-Freak. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's in some trouble now.
Nope,
and
he's not,
he has
actually.
doppelgangers stolen, so he just walks away. He knew his limits of his hero. That's a great spell for him to steal.
Yeah, as that fight broke out, what I was trying to say is that Complexity is a team that really likes to just 5-man the Tier 1. Tier 1 mid in particular, they have done it both games. In fact, I've done it pretty much every game I've seen them play in this event. And the mid Tier 1, well, we don't really need to tell you how or why that's super important, but
Stinger?
he's going to get brought down by that Firestorm.
I mean, that looks really bad because we have the full vision of everything, but yeah, just walking into a couple of heroes. And now Kataro also going to be found. They throw out a Firestorm, going to try and force back the illusions and push down another tower. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, it looks like there's another battle breaking out. They found Kyle. The
That's
arrow's
just
going to
Kyle.
connect.
But that's not a Kyle.
here too. Requiem, they're thinking about it. He's back in. And he is going to be glimpsed. There's a static storm drop down. Limp pops the Requiem. That's going to force back Schofield. Might be able to find the kill, and they are going to be able to get it. The Dark Rift down to the bottom lane. They make it work.
Should have just manned up and taken that Requiem in the first place. He was threatening to Requiem. They let him go. And that was more than enough time for the rest of the team to come back in time.
You know, another steal of Doppelganger for Z-Freak.
And Z-Freak is so good at telling which one the real PL is.
Well, it had the Jingu stack on it, didn't it?
I think once you double ganger, did you remove the Jingle stack or was it still on him?
I'm pretty sure it's still on him,
okay.
yeah.
Well, he was very good seeing that number 1 on top of his head then.
For sure. Stinger, level 7. Going for Helm of the Dom, yeah?
Yep.
And meanwhile, the chase is going for Kyle. And as you said, just Kyle things as he's being chased through. Does have the stomp, but doesn't even need to use it. Just walks into Roche and then walks away. Schofield spots him. The stomp is not going to be used as the root is there, and they get the kill.
I mean, there is a point where you cross the line from creating space and giving information to just straight up feeding, and I think we're pretty near that point for Kyle.
Okay.
'Cause, for example, he kind of died around the Roshan pit, not really doing too much. He's keeping attention of the team, and that's going to allow them to push bottom tier 2.
Yeah. And I think earlier he was able to get that ward down that's over by the tier 2
Right.
tower, but
Like, for example, he's having the similar amount of deaths in this game compared to game 1, but he's not doing as much compared to the game 1 deaths. Game 1 deaths, like, either drew like 4 heroes or he laid some deep wards.
yeah.
Here, he's just dying.
Infamous moving down. They want to take this fight possibly. Schofield does have level 6 and can initiate with the song. It's a good catch onto 2 of them. Excel's there as well for the static storm. They're going to decide to drop it, I believe, and connects onto 2. The arrow comes out as well. They're able to dodge the arrow and still living through this. The kinetic field is now down, and it looks like this fight has gone terribly for Infamous. They're trying to run away. Are they going to be able to actually get out of here, though? Complexity thinking about just taking this fight. Kyle moves in as well, and they're able to force Infamous back. Chessie chasing, gets the slowdown onto a cell. He's going to use the glimpse, but just pulls him back to the tower quicker. They just don't have the damage.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you look at the Infamous lineup, the best damaging spell is a Starstorm, maybe with Wild Access on top of that. That was a very good idea seeing the teamfight setup. We've seen many other teams in this tournament using that exact type of initiation. Oh, a Courier Burst.
Oh,
Protects.
that had the Demon Edge on it.
That's a big one. That's a Battle Fairy finish, I believe, on the Monkey King otherwise.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. So Chessie will not have that for the next fight, but they will have an Aegis.
Yep. No song to break up this Roshan fight. They have Firestorm for damage output.
Easy peasy to take that one down. Shadow Fiend wants to get his BKB also. So if you're Complexity, there's a couple of big items that you're missing. Do you just, what's the play here for them, do you think?
You keep up the pressure, because in that fight we saw Infamous not having enough damage. Eventually they'll get damage, right? Mirana with his item progression, same thing with the PL. And I do believe Shadow Fiend going for this quick BKB is looking to end the game around 25, 30-minute mark. Probably even before then. Because, for example, once you pop the BKB, let's say in the next 5 minutes, what damage is there from Infamous? They could lock him down with the Roar, but that's pretty much it. They cannot actually kill the Shadow Fiend once he pops the BKB.
Yeah, physical damage definitely lacking right now, and that's what you were talking about earlier as well. That Beastmaster
Yeah, the
not getting the
Beastmaster
farm
scaling.
that he needs. They might be able to find Moo. Arrow already used though, and
Moo just runs into 2 heroes, says, I got a Vanguard, I don't care.
he is not afraid of anything. Vanguard pipe, wand with full charges. Walking forward here onto Limp
Okay.
and the Fusel Blade reveal, and Limp is going to get ran at. He does still have the Aegis, and well, now the continued chase. Nobody from his team is showing up for this one. Limp, he's pulling him back to the tower, so they burn through the Aegis. And nobody seems that concerned. Okay.
Are they going to try to kill him again?
I mean, he's going to keep going for this one. The Rubik is now showing up. Requiem Souls doppelgangered away upon. Kataro still thinking about chasing, but they get the lift. They get the catch. They're going to probably find that kill on Excel. Ended up dropping the ulti. Might be able to find a kill on a Shadow Fiend. He's walking out of there. Isn't enough. They are going to be able to get him. Well played. It's a silver lining, but it's definitely something. And Schofield now, he finds the route onto the Monkey King. They're going to be able to isolate him there. There's the arrow. Wukong's command still doing a lot of damage. Do they have enough to burst through him? They're roared, but all the little monkeys are still killing him off. Jesse lives, and they're going to Dark Rift away.
And again, damage was an issue in that engagement. I do wonder whether that was the correct play for the PL to go that hard, because it ended up working because the TPs came so late. But we were surprised that the TP came so late as well, right? Normally, Shadow Fiend won't even die for the first time.
I mean, definitely, and that's the thing that's sort of crazy about this is that they fully committed to that top tier 2 tower.
Yep.
And it was just like, I mean, at the end of the day, it works, right? You burn through the Aegis, you kill the Shadow Fiend,
Sure.
and you also defend, you know, in quotation marks, your high ground, which could have been assaulted in the next couple of minutes.
Sure. Still, though, I think even with that Shadow Fiend death through the Aegis, I think Complexity is vastly ahead at this point.
Yeah. 6,000 gold at 19 minutes. It's quite a bit.
It is very refreshing to see him going for this Diffusal Blade build and kind of using the strong points of it, right? We've been so accustomed to seeing, well, somebody's dying bottom. It's Kyle again.
Chase is there. Chessie looking for the catch, and it has been able to find Kataro. Jingu lingering throughout. They are able to spot him. Does have the Diffusal Blade charge up again, but they're going to back out.
Yeah, it's so nice to see a PL actually that does things instead of just jungling with the Battle Fury.
Yeah.
I do feel like if he's gone for the Battle Fury build, Complexity will be knocking at their doorsteps. They are respecting the fact that PL can participate in fights and will.
So Drums is the pickup now for the Beastmaster. Top lane, it is Moo walking into their jungle with the SF nearby as well. Limp going to be glimpsed back in. They pop the BKB a second later, rooted for the moment.
Oh, that's a great, very great bait, getting the 10-second BKB out.
Yeah, and, well, they're just able to walk away now. Honestly, even if they find him, is that a kill?
Who find who?
Like, if they find that Shadow Fiend there, can they kill him with, like, Mirana and...
Well, the thing is, Limp doesn't know how many people is there, right? So he just popped the BKB early. He was, I guess, worried that there might be an arrow waiting for him right at the end of the glimpse. So, I mean, for us, it looked very silly that he popped the BKB, but from his perspective.
Ooh, this could be big here. Chessie roared. They find it now. Shadow Fiend looking for the chase. Schofield here as well. If they want to go for it, they can song to disengage. A lot of heroes rotating in. They're going to stomp onto Moo. And everybody from Complexity keeps making these rotations. Infamous pulling them around the map.
Yeah, Moo popping that Crimson Guard pretty much meant the end of that engagement, because your PL Illusion actually do very low damage once Crimson comes out. I do feel like Infamous is doing quite well in the last couple minutes in terms of the pacing of the game, right? They are taking fights on relatively the opposite of the end of the map, and they're keeping Complexity farming to their side. So I do believe Infamous is now buying quite a bit of time for them to scale. And they need to scale, because they're not going to be able to beat Complexity right now.
Yeah, and you look at it, Mirana's been able to basically farm away their side of the jungle and is just about on parity with the PL, who's only a couple thousand behind the Shadow Fiend.
Yep.
Oh, over here in the jungle, though, they did find Chessie. Pepita picking up a big kill. They're trying to chase here. Z-Freak coming in. Schofield's still in the area. And Pepita leaping away. They have some amount of vision, though, and trying to run around. The dust wears off, and over on the other side, the Static Storm is down. It's on to 2 of them. Do they have any extra follow-up damage? Kataro's here. They're able to pull him apart. Kyle goes down. Moo trying to do it as well. They do kill off that Mirana, but on the other side at Schofield, it's going to make sure the rest of his team gets out. He might still be in some trouble here.
Z-Freak leaps rather, blinks forward. I think he's looking for a song steal, but not be able to get it. Leaps
Another
again,
leap.
has another one, but I feel like Complexity is really playing into Infamous rather than dictating the pacing of the game like they did in Game 1. They're just reacting instead of being proactive.
Well, and I think that they have some of the tools to solve this as time goes on, too. Like, Underlord Darkrift is a great tool to deal with split push.
Yes, that's definitely true, but I think it's always better to be the one that's doing the split push than responding to it.
Right.
And also on another note, look at the mini-map right now. Look at their wards, right? Complexity has really decent wards all on the opposite end of the map, but they can't use them at all because it's Infamous always fighting in your jungle. So essentially, Complexity is playing it completely dark on their side of the map. And they're reacting to things, right? So that's why the respawn sometimes it seems slow to us because they just don't have perfect information.
Right. Well, PL again pushing out bottom lane. What's the play right now if you're Complexity? Things have gone a little bit rough over the past couple of minutes. It's stayed static as far as the net worth is concerned.
I think it's always very nice to, and very easy just to find a key pick, let's say on PL or Mirana, and just shove mid and get a tier 2. They need to play the same game plan that they play Game 1, which is very objective-based Dota. Roshan coming back and maybe getting a kill into Roshan, same situation there. Okay. The team is very adept at doing both.
Well, it's Schofield again going to push out these waves with illusions, get good vision down as well with those Naga Siren.
By the way, he's got the hammer queued up.
Oh man, we've seen that a billion times.
Yeah.
Super good stuff. 16 to 16, and that net worth lead continues to dwindle as they're all becoming more and more heroes. Stinger, arrow, not quite going to be able to connect there. There is a ward from Complexity in this area, and the wraparound is coming over by the shrine up in the top lane as they found Schofield. And
the glimpse though.
Yeah, good play there to keep him alive.
Was Slaughter banned out during the draft?
I do not remember. He may have been.
Because I do feel like the Slaughter is kind of perfect for Kyle's playstyle.
Okay.
The sprint in particular just lets him get 2 places and get away from ganks much easier than the movement speed increase from the Astral Spirits.
It definitely feels like Complexity are waiting for that next Roshan.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a little while before it's back up again. Not quite as fast as of a respawn time as previous. Schofield just going to net him and walk away.
Show him what's up. Should net him and then give him the Meteor Hammer and then walk away.
Yeah, that's the real dream. It's on low cooldown now. They can do it.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing that's really nice about that lower cooldown is every single wave, if you want to, it's a good way to just farm up on that hero.
I mean, it was already a very good farming item, but now it just became that much better.
Yeah. And the team fight potential from Infamous is definitely something to be feared. You've got Static Storm, Song to set it up, Meteor Hammer to lay on top of it. It's a dangerous game.
Not only that, Naga is working towards an Aghanim Scepter.
Right.
So that reset potential on the Song of the Siren becomes even more potent. Like, you could just eat a Requiem and then just be like, okay, well, let's heal back up.
Well, Complexity again hanging out by that Roche pit. It has respawned at this point, but you mentioned the need for a pickoff first.
Yeah, it's really dangerous to go for Roshan in the blind like this because Infamous has probably some of the best hero in the game to challenge Roshan with things like Moonlight Shadow, Psalm the Siren, as well as the Beastmaster Hawk keeping vision on top of the Roshan pit. So it is very important that Complexity does not get picked off here. They could fall really behind if Infamous gets the Aegis on Mirana or PL.
It's nice blink away there by the Rubik. The arrow, it's going to go out. Obviously stolen from and by Rubik. Infamous went for a bit of a smoke. Just get some vision down in that area because they know that this is going to be the point of contention as the smoke comes out now from Complexity. They're going to move through their own jungle. Right now, ET leading the way. Old Stinger there as well. Kyle, I believe, saw those trees go down as up here, Limp. He's going to be found. The Meteor Hammer, it's going to be a 4-staff away. Chessie goes in, connects with 2 onto the Boundless Strike, and the arrow's going to connect as well. They take him down so quickly.
Did you see that Z-Freak? I don't know if he misclicked or not, but he lifted a boar and then dropped it on 2 heroes and stunned them both. Probably misclicked, but it looked pretty cool there.
It is a longer duration, the stun, than the lift.
You know what? I would not put it past Z-Freak to do exactly that. Arrow barely missing mid.
When you're Mirana and you have to dodge arrows, you're not having a good time. As over here to the side, Infamous, they Moonlight Shadow now, moving in, they spot Moo. Everybody is in the Roche pit, and they're going to get Z-Freak right at the start of this one. Can they come back and contest and fight around Roche? It's not all the way down yet. Another Firestorm is going to come through, and they're looking for the stomp. They're looking for the finish. If they take it now, it's too hard of a fight for Infamous. Kinetic Field laid down, and everybody going to try and run as Chessie wants to take this fight, looking for the Wukong's command. They're getting that stacks up now. The arrow, it's not going to connect. They got him caught. Doppelganger away. He gets to the low ground with that one. Big Doppelganger as Chessie is chasing, but they won't get him. Instead, it's Pepita, TP away, and he is out.
Pretty good trade here for Complexity, getting that Aegis. Although, I'm not sure how much that Aegis will do in the upcoming fights, because the way that Infamous has been playing it, they're not really looking to take full-scale team fights, but rather skirmishes in the jungle. So, well...
Oh, and now they got Chessie again. Pops the BKB, Wukong's command out, and Kataro going to doppel to the high ground.
Another 10-second BKB being baited out and wasted.
No, 70-second cooldown. Will be an opportunity to do stuff soon. Lim pulled back in. They have the Kinetic Field, but not enough mana for the Static Storm. He gets the BKB off, turns to fight. Requiem, it's going to be dodged, but Limp is down to such low HP now. They get the turnaround. Look at that damage. Pepita's dead. They lift up the Naga Siren as well, and she can get the song off. They're all grouped up together. They still have Static Storm, but it's too scary of a fight to take.
Oh, they have vision on him. Glimmer Cape is going to keep Schofield fine, and everybody chases the wrong direction.
Man. Can you imagine right there, though? All of them grouped up like that. It's still a scary situation.
Z-Freak steals Kinetic Field, I believe, and that should be a kill. No, TP away. It's going to be fine.
Real close. Real close.
So remember earlier about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago when I said that once you get... Schofield would just walk back into it.
I think he was trying to net him. He knew that he was going to be chased regardless with Shadow Fiend repping.
Okay. Yeah, I said that, you know, once Lim gets this BKB, he's practically immortal because there's not enough damage. But as we saw from the previous engagement, both PL and Mirana are starting to hit pretty hard.
Chessie finds Excel. They miss the Boundless Strike. Does not really matter, though. Another BKB charge used by Chessie. And Infamous going to try, and again, cut the creep wave if possible. Arrow, Dark Rift, they take it out. A little bit late on that creep, unfortunately, and well, this tower has fallen, but Kataro is still on the other side of all of this, and Limp trying to burst through it. He's getting the mana drain, the roar onto one. Chessie left all alone. He dies. Now Kataro wanting to chase Limp. If they can get within range and slow him down enough, they might be able to burn through the Aegis. Mu is there. They see him on the high ground, now trying to drain his mana as well. Doesn't have almost anything left in the tank, and Kataro going to go for the Doppelganger away. He does not get hit there by the sleep. Schofield and Mirana, they've also shown up. They take down another. Complexity trying to get out of this one. They arrow him as the Aegis comes back up. Limp going to go for the Requiem. He does manage to hit it, but they've also got all the damage in the world to kill off that SF. I think, maybe not.
Still alive right now.
He's alive on such little HP. Are they really going to get out with Limp?
Yeah, they are. I mean, but that's an Aegis use for pretty much no game. Moo's going to get caught on the bottom side as well, completely trapped here. He does not have his ultimate to get out of this one. Yeah, so that's going to be another easy pickoff.
Kataro, yeah, he is starting to really hit hard, as you were mentioning.
Yeah. Complexity making some very kind of key blunders. For example, mid lane where the team, I think, decided to back off, but there was some sort of miscommunication, and Chessie was just left behind. They're just giving free kills to Infamous at this stage of the game.
And it's a 6,000 gold lead for Complexity, but it feels tenuous. It feels like it's closer than that. As this game goes on later and later, how does this look for Complexity?
It looks worse and worse, I think, because I do feel like, for example, your Firestorm is going to fall off. A lot of the itemization that your pit lord has gone for, things like Pipe, Crimson, they're going to be less and less effective as the game goes on. Your Shadow Fiend, Requiem, and magic damage falls off. Monkey King being a melee hero is starting to get harder and harder. Kind of. What an arrow.
That was, I think, unintentional.
That was telepathic.
that was something. No, there was actually a hawk up there, so they might have realized it, but does not matter. He goes down quickly, and Chessie, upset about the situation previously, finds a couple quick kills. Kataro's going to go for the Shadow Blade away. The old Doppel walk. It's the old school PL.
Yeah, that's right.
But Complexity, upset about the split push situation, are saying, you know what?
Mid.
This is happening. This is the Complexity push.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe going to try and force some buybacks as Naga Siren is there. They need to be careful. If they sleep this and catch a couple heroes, there's so much team fight.
That buyback
Schofield
was way too late, though.
They pull him back in. BKB popped, and now the turn. Old Stinger. They get the stun onto him nonetheless, so he's held for the moment. There's going to be the big ulti coming through from the Elder Titan. And Infamous not able to catch up yet.
Yeah, Infamous also making a key mistake. If they just bought back before the towers went down or tier 3 went down, maybe they could have actually defended it. But
I was wondering if we were going to be seeing like a Sing into TP in the middle of all of them, but then probably the BKBs just come out and Schofield's dead, so. Bit too scary of a play to make. 20 to 23 in Complexity after taking down that lane of racks, starting to feel better.
it's still not very much so guaranteed. I feel like a Complexity is one key mistake away from losing this game. Because that tier 2 is practically dead on the mid lane for Complexity. So tier 3 could be easily assaulted afterwards.
Getting towards the Scotty as well.
God, whenever I see people building Scotty, I just hear Tomato.
Oh, wait a minute though. Up here on the high ground, PL is already there. They wanted to look for an opening on the Moo. They see him. It's a hard hero to get, but they break him right at the start, and now starting to burn through that mana. Over on the other side, Chessie looking for the opening. Static Storm down. They're able to get away from it, though. Meteor Hammer, it's off the mark as well. Pepita trying to deal the damage. They roar up the Shadow Fiend to keep in control for the moment, and now the song is down. Do they have anything to follow it? Limp gets everything drained from him. He doesn't get off the Requiem. He is going to pop. That's just the Death Requiem, and now able to get the Doppelganger away again. The damage is there. Schofield's gone, but they're losing everybody on Complexity. Chessie might be too much to deal with, though, as, well, muted for the moment, and trying to bring him down. They're starting to burn through the mana. Chessie gets the cheese off, able to live. Infamous Kataro starting to fall, and Chessie still ends up going down. That was 3 lives almost, it felt like. And Excel gets the kill on the ET. Z-Freak's gone. They take them all down. Z-Freak actually turns it around.
Oh my god, Z-Freak's carrying his team right now. He's going to run away. There's a gem being picked up. Z-Freak's out of mana at this point. He has Arcane Boots.
What the heck?
We'll probably just TP out. He just Fable and Starstorm and did so much damage. Z-Freak says, guys, you guys are throwing hard, but I will pick up what you're putting down. Is that how you're supposed to use that phrase?
No, but it's okay. It's beautiful.
It's fine.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he did a lot of damage with that. Starstorm, 3 Fade Bolts. They're going to lose the Barracks mid. Yep. It was looking so great there for a second.
Well, with the fact that Moob got caught out, he basically had to use Crimson and Pipe just for himself. So his itemization of backing up his team really did not help out in that engagement. Also, I'm not sure how Shadow Fiend, like, why was he not able to get off his Requiem?
Well, I think that what happened there was that he had the BKB going, and then he Requiemed, but he BKB'd really early on, and then the song ended, which meant that he got hit with it afterwards. Or no, the song continued as after his BKB ended.
Right, we are sitting at very short durations of BKB.
But nonetheless, yeah, scary stuff. And
But here's the thing, though. Like, we could see that in that engagement that Infamous just has stronger core at this point.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're not going to have your position for Rubik carry you every single fight. At least, generally, that shouldn't happen. So, I am very concerned with Complexity with their outlooks in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Radiance is there for the Underlord, though, which can make a difference. This guy is going to be doing a lot of damage just by staying alive.
I mean, can he stay alive?
That's another good question. I mean, if they can burn through those illusions, it definitely feels possible. Roshan going to respawn in a few seconds here, which will be another point of contention. Is there a team that inherently has a better Rosh lineup right now?
Complexity is better at killing the Roshan, but Infamous is better to like challenge the Rosh when it's being done. I mean, at this point, Infamous is also not too shabby, just, you know, right-clicking the Rockman.
Okay.
Also, I do believe that the gem was lost in that last engagement, so Complexity back to pleb ways of, you know, buying sentries.
That's the sad life there. Oh, Limp there again. They're all kind of just, again, you just look at the mini-map and the way that it's situated. Infamous have their heroes spread out. They're able to farm a little bit more around the map. Complexity kind of feel the need to be stuck together. It's just kind of the way that their drafts work. Kataro can look for these, at least if not pickoffs, walk up onto the high ground. They spot him, they pull him back in. There's a lot of damage. Kataro trying to run it, and you get the Yule Scepter lift up. The song is going to be out, and now it's going to be Kataro running away as Pepita is doing some split pushing there in the bottom lane. The Rubik almost has an Aghanim Scepter.
Yes. In terms of the big spells that he could steal this game, obviously getting the... Actually, getting Starstorm lets you double Starstorm with the axe on you, so that's pretty big.
Static Storm, all that stuff. Infamous pushing tier 3s as the Rosh is being taken. Hard for them to come and contest, but with the Aegis being picked up and Dark, they left the Refresher Orb.
Did they?
I don't know if they're going to know about this, but Refresher Orb is
Kyle's
in there.
Back. Kyle's pointing back right now. But I think somebody's going to check, right?
They're going Infamous Kataro sees the Refresher Orb. Oh no! The Dark Rift.
All right, who's
that on? That's on somebody. I don't know who that's on.
Maybe on Double Song? Double Static Storm?
Anybody can pick it up, right? Just pass it over. That's so huge because all these heroes have great ultimates with the Refresher Orb.
Yeah, I guess double Naga Song with Meteor Hammers.
Double Static Storm?
Yeah.
He's almost got it. He's 1,500 from Ags.
Oh, man, what a blunder.
We'll see if that comes back to haunt him, but nonetheless, it's an Aegis for Complexity. They defend their tier 3 tower.
I mean, I guess Complexity said, look, we don't have really good Refresher Shard heroes, so here you go. You know, we don't...
I am positive that's not what happened. Oh, man. All right.
They're going to fight into it on the bottom side. Does Rubik have to finish Ags? Yes, he does. All right, so Spirit Land steal. You can get a ton of illusions. Starstorm steal. Kyle's dead.
Yep, Kyle, they have the Doppelganger, and a broken Kyle falls. Meanwhile, Complexity was looking for some type of a play there all together now and run into some illusions. That is going to be Schofield TPing away as well. Everybody's gone.
In terms of the actual ultimates, the Static Storm obviously is quite an excellent steal, although kind of hard. Because Disruptor is going to be pretty much at the opposite end of the team fight as Rubik. And then Moonlight Shadow, again, a quite difficult steal. Same thing with the Song.
Yeah.
Beastmaster Roar, though, you could steal that one, and it will your axe will increase the cast range.
Yeah.
By quite a bit.
Well, and the other thing to kind of keep our eyes on is going to be the Blink Dagger. I mean, that's the nice part about Rubik. He's been able to get so much farm that he does have that mobility now and ways to stay alive. It's just a question of if he's going to get maybe hit by the second Roar that comes out, since it's the Beastmaster hanging on to that Refresher Orb right now.
Yeah, Beastmaster, by the way, has also finished a
Nullifier.
Nullifier, which is, we saw the effectiveness of that in the last engagement, muting the Shadow Fiend.
He's going to have double Hex, too.
Yep.
So he can Hex, Roar, and then Hex, Roar other two. It's 1v5.
He
Easy
could actually
game.
disable the whole team by himself. It's actually insane.
Stinger, after the woes early on, starting to feel more and more in control of this one. And he finishes the Hex.
Yeah, this is a very concerning game state here for Complexity.
Hex, Roar, Nullifier,
Yep.
Refresher Orb. They're going to be kicking themselves. Oh, God. I can't even... In some ways, that's almost more important than the Aegis. Almost.
I mean, the Aegis times out, right? The Refresher Shard doesn't, so...
Yeah.
There's a finished Static Storm Axe upgrade for Excel. The outscale has been feared, and it has happened. That 4K lead is a very deceptive way to look at that game.
Yeah. All right, 43 minutes in. Infamous. I can't say enough about how well they've played this game. The dodges of the ganks, the correct fights to take in. It's been augmented by a couple of slip-ups and flubs from here and there in Complexity, but you can't take anything away from Infamous's play.
Complexity running forward.
It's the Naga Siren that's up front. This is a scary hero to gank. Kataro is up there on the high ground as well. If they get caught by the song, they spot him. Gonna send out these Doppel illusions. Chessie there. Thinking about going in for this one.
The problem that they have right now for Complexity kind of initiating these type of smoke ganks is that their best catch hero is Z-Freak on the Rubik. But because of how important he is to the team fight, he really just wants to stay in the back. However, without the Rubik in the front, what are you looking at? Yules into a Pit of Malice? Like, none of these are really guaranteed or strong type of initiation.
I mean, I think that back in the day, ET used to be known in China as the Base Breaker, a great hero at sieging high ground.
Okay.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it does sort of, like you say, rely upon being able to find the right initiation. And he's looking for it. Arrow. Off the mark. They send out a Hawk as well, getting some good vision here. This is not spotted right now by Complexity. The root is there. They get the sleep now. On to 3. This is really big. If they can lay down the right stack storm, it's an Axe upgraded one as well. They're going to focus down the Shadow Fiend. Nowhere left to go. He's muted. They're waiting to go in right now with Kataro, but they're able to turn it back around. Complexity make the beautiful play. Rubik making work of it as well as they turn this back around. Take down Kataro. A triple kill for Chessie. That Z-Freak Rubik, though.
What was that Static Storm? He had it on 3 and he cast it on 1. And because he only cast it on 1, the Crimson came out, the Pipe came out, and there was no damage.
It was a song steal from Z-Freak too, wasn't it? It looked like it was.
I didn't see that was the game.
GG
They had
yes, it was.
They had, I mean.
Beautiful play right there from Z-Freak. The heal back up of Limp to make sure that he didn't end up going down. 45 minutes in, and Complexity in one instant erase it.
That was a close one.
Look at him, getting a little bit of love from his manager friend, Mr. Josh. Definitely the carry there in that one.
Josh?
Z-Freak, but yeah.
I mean, Josh is their chef too, right? So, yeah. The unsung hero in the back.
So well done. So well done. Lumi, I mean, looking at this team right now, they're looking incredibly solid. Thoughts going forward in this one?
For Complexity?
Yeah. LGD next.
I think Complexity is flubbing really hard.
Okay.
Game 1, they play really well, like the team that I expect them to show up, but you got to keep in mind that you're playing against Infamous, and this game was very close.
Right.
So I'm not liking their chances against LGD coming up later today. They cannot play the same way that they did just now to have... I mean, that game was carried by individual gameplay,
right.
Which it's always a good quality to have, but generally you don't want to rely on that. You want to just make sure that everyone's playing well, you have a good draft, good strategy. You don't want to rely on one star player to step it up and carry time and time again. So that's my take on that one.
Man, well, very impressive showing there at the end from Z-Freak, a couple of those big plays. But we're going to have to go back to the panel, see what they thought about that one. Thank you guys so much again for watching. We'll be back in just a little bit with our second series of the day.